Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Timothy, my son, as we look at 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 9 and 10. I'm Phil Routley. For those who want to get rich, fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. I think of the first sentence of verse 10 as being an umbrella passage. It draws together the verses around it and provides the greater, often simpler context from which everything else in the passage flows. And that's why I'm dealing with verse 10 before verse 9. You've heard it, and so have I. Money is the root of all evil. Obviously, there's some problems with that statement. The first is that it's the love of money, and second, it's a root of all kinds of evil. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Money isn't on the list. In fact, throughout Scripture, you're in trouble if you love anything material. Jesus really was concerned about our spiritual lives, and yet he talked more about stuff than he does prayer. Do you think this is because he knows our human propensity to worship stuff? I love the saying, we buy things with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. Stuff is as much about who we're trying to impress as it is about what your needs are. I can make a pretty good argument that when we bought our current Nissan Altima, it was a really good investment. It was our third Altima in a row, having owned them previously for 4 and 9 years. The second one now had well over 200,000 kilometers on it, and there were going to be a lot of repairs coming in the next year or so. It was logical to replace it, since, to be honest, I'm completely incapable of doing any kind of maintenance on a vehicle. Well, that's not quite true. I can change tires and windshield wipers on a good day, but that's about it. Anyway, it was time, so we got a new one for my 16th birthday, no less. That's another story. So we bought this car for all the right reasons, right? Actually, Dave Ramsey wouldn't agree with that, but I can live with that. But I often wonder, what do other people think about my car? Would they think better of me if I got a new one? This one's almost 8 years old. What does it say about me if I'm driving an old car? What will people think? And all the stuff about stuff comes to mind. Wanting people to be jealous of what we have, wanting people to be envious, putting on a show, living beyond our means. I feel like I could go on and on and on. Love people, use things. Don't use people and love things. It always ends badly.